Alright, I think I've got my webcam issues solved here. Welcome again to the SMOKEWOOD on Kickstarter development live stream from Sakatumi Games. I'm Matt. I am the lead developer and architect of our software here at Sakatumi Games, and I was working, before I was so rudely interrupted by our webcam, I was working on our item settings, making an XML item settings class that is going to essentially represent an item type in the game, and this will be a big XML file with each specific item in the game. And we will be able to take in additional item settings files at a later time when people have mods and stuff like that. They will also submit an XML item settings file to us, which will then be deserialized, parsed, and essentially put into the game at runtime dynamically using this addressable system API that I just downloaded and installed, which I have still yet to actually go through it and understand it, but essentially allows me to build packaged assets, packages of assets, and then install them at runtime, which is what we need for mods and other things like that. Alright, so just looking to see if we have any chats going. Alright, oh, my EA account, huh? Yeah, let's close that. Gonna live and die like a river untamed. Alright, I got top chat up, so if you guys have any questions while I'm developing here, you just let me know. So we've got an item settings class, name description, max stack size, sprite name, prefab name. And let's go over to our tag collection. That's just like we did an XML root for item on here. So this is, by the way, an item settings class that's going to represent one item. Which means there's obviously going to have to be a class above this that has the collection of the items, right? Right. So let's go to our tag collection. Tag collection is just a string. Come down, SMOKEWOOD. So I'm adding an XML root for tags instead of it's saying tag collection. The XML will say tags. We're going to do the same thing with the value collection. We're going to make it say values. There we go. And for this, we're going to make it say value. Boom, 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 boom.
Hey, Dad.
Yes, ma'am.
You live?
Yes, I am.
Sam, I am. I'm sorry. I was gonna listen to that because I get getting closer to that time.
You're gonna pick them up?
Yeah.
Okay.
Is that fine?
Wow, that's awfully nice of you. I really appreciate that.
No,
Thank
I'm
you.
already going on to kind of close to that time.
All right. Well, thank you. Yes.
I guess.
You can do me a favor. I'll permit that.
Well, I'm already out. What's the point of retaking the gun out right after?
So my daughter Allison's gonna pick up the two teenagers for me from school and allow me to continue entertaining you good folk. That's what it is. That's what she said. And she wishes you all the best from the bottom of her heart. Alright, so we've re-tagged the top XML root for our serializable objects there. So we have a game state object. This actually stores our player data, our world data, our world settings, our player settings. You can see here all these different big pieces of the puzzle come together here in our game state object. And this game state is actually a mono behavior that's attached right into the game. So from anywhere in the game, we also have an extension method. So it's tied to mono behavior through an extension method. Here's that extension method. There it is. And inside of any component, inside of any Unity engine component, which includes the mono behavior, you should be able to call the get game state, which will return the singleton instance of your specific game state. And that includes all this wonderful information, like the services root, the data manager, which is how you make data calls, the player data, the player root object in the world, the player settings, the character controller, the world settings, the world data, the world time manager, the main camera, the player animator, the player mesh, and whether it has a player animator. Which I don't know if we could really just even need this. This could just be a get of if this is not null, right? I mean, right. So let's eliminate that, right? Because why do we need to make it a set? Can't we just do this? See, I'm fixing my own code. There, now we're just returning a player animator is not null, right? And so we don't have to set this. That saves us a set. And now has player animator still works the way that it was working before, because it should be read only, really. So there we go. Now the player inputs has been turned off temporarily. And that's just because I haven't actually put them on the player object, but I could do that here. We can open up Unity. Let's do that too, since I'm just looking at the code right now. I'm not even in the project. They believe. Alright, here we go. So I am the lead developer here at Sakatumi Games, and my son, my oldest son Julian, is actually the lead designer here at Sakatumi Games. We are a father-son duo, and we are leading the charge on this wonderful Western RPG that we call SMOKEWOOD. Now, people tend to want to compare it to Red Dead Redemption. I compare it to Red Dead Redemption sometimes because that is the genre of game we're going after. We're not rebuilding Red Dead, and we're not building Red Dead 3. We are building a unique game that has some very different aspects to it than Red Dead, and is not focused the way Red Dead is on a linear story. It's definitely more open world and build your own wealth and your own worth type of game, as opposed to Red Dead that's just leading you through this constant storyline. Our game is less story driven, while each character does have a unique story and there is a lot of story in it. The entire gameplay and game mechanic and the winning scenario is not driven by what part of the story you've gone through. I'm looking up over here to check our knock screens to see if anybody's chatting on the Twitch chat. I have the YouTube chat right there, or right there, I should say. Rise and fall. Alright. We're waiting for Unity. There it is. There's Unity. There is Cole Merrick, our first character. And this is in the URP, the Universal Render Pipeline. This is not an HDRP project. We went back and forth about eventually releasing an HDRP version, a high definition, high resolution version. We might do that. We'll see. It might be one of those, additional goals if funding goes well on Kickstarter. But we'll see. We'll see how it goes. I'd like to do an HDRP version. We initially started by doing HDRP, and then we found out how limiting it was for deployment of who we could send it to. So we quickly decided to go back with URP, which gives us the most platform distribution. And while the graphics aren't as elegant, they're still really good. And with the right lighting and the right effects, you can really make them stand out. So let's see here on our player, which I recently just got our player operational, well, mostly operational. There's still a couple controls that aren't working, but we do have him actually. Let me see if I can just load it up right now. I wonder if I have any build errors. Alright, there we are. Now you can see I've got my and this is one of the problems, is the scroll mouse is attached to both the inventory wheel and to my zoom. That's a problem. And also my mini map is no longer working. I think I might have screwed it up. It might be attached to the wrong thing now. It seems to be working to some degree, and then yeah, there's something wrong with it though. But the rest of it's working. Except for my stamina's not working either, huh? Oh, we got a big loud sound when we jump. I guess I overdid that one a little bit, didn't I? There we go. So yeah, I'll have to get the mini-mat working again. Anyway, I've been messing with Cole. I've got to get his gun back on. In the HDRP video that we were making, I have his gun actually functional, and he can pull it out and shoot it. This is the main project that we just started building, actually. So I've just been getting the character into the first block of terrain, and we're just getting started on this project, folks. We really are. This is ground zero here. Julian's going to start working on building an actual town in this spot that I'm standing. Putting some buildings in here and doing that stuff. And then I'm going to redo a lot of the terrain. We have no vegetation, obviously, or trees or anything yet. This is just kind of a quick terrain that I stamped out. But we're going to need to do something more dynamic. So we've got nature renderer that we got from the asset store, and I'm going to be integrating nature renderer, which will also give us a level of detail and different kinds of culling options, especially like field of view culling for all the natural models, and distance culling. So recently somebody on YouTube asked me, how do I feel like I'm qualified to build such a game? Well, my looks might deceive you, but I've been a 30-year architect of software, and I used to work for the U.S. Department of Defense and then the U.S. labor market. And I retired from that 5 years ago to start my own mycology and microbiology laboratory, which is liquid fungi. And that business is still going great. My daughter's taking deliveries right now for liquid fungi. But Julian and I have always wanted to build a game. Now, at Liquid Fungi, we have 6 applications that I wrote that run pretty much the business there. We've done all kinds of automation through software. So I've done a lot of programming. Have I written a AAA video game before? No. No, I've never written a AAA video game before. But like all software, it's a series of design patterns and smart decisions and understanding what you're getting into and a lot of research. And, I found that to be absolutely true in game development too. You got to pick and choose your battles, but you also need to know the right way to do things. Best practices, design patterns, the right way is often right in front of your face. A lot of people, many times, work really hard to do something the wrong way. Anyway, I feel like I'm qualified to do this game because, one, I have a passion to do it. This is the game I've always wanted to do. And 2, because I feel like I've earned this opportunity now. After 30 years of developing for the U.S. government and developing business applications, I want to put my software skills to something that I feel like is worth my software skills. So this is the game that I'm gonna put it into. I mean, we're gonna build something special here, folks. And you can ask anybody that's worked with me. Everything I touch, one gets done, but also I really put my heart and soul into everything that I work on. I don't do things half-assed when it comes to any of my software. So why would this project be any different? It wouldn't. I feel like I've earned this opportunity. Am I absolutely experienced? Am I the best? No. Absolutely not the best dude that can do this. But I am the dude that's going to do it. That's the difference. You don't have to be the best to do something. You have to be determined. You have to do your research. You have to have a good plan. You have to have good people. But do you have to be the best? No. You need to be the best prepared, in my opinion. So anyways, let's look at some more code. My daughter's going to go pick up the kids, which means I don't even have to get off live stream. This is amazing. I can sit on here all day. Now, I don't think I'm on the Discord channel right now. Let's head over into there just so we can be on the live stream channel too. If anybody can find our Discord and hop into the chat channel, then you're more than welcome to come chat with me. Woo! Oh my goodness, what was that? SMOKEWOOD. I'm out of tea, folks. I'm out of mint. Mint tea is my thing. That's what I like to drink, is mint tea. I like to drink Pepsi, but my second favorite is mint tea. And I'm out of mint tea right now, so I'm going to have to make some more. I will return here in one moment, and we can continue having an engaging conversation about almost nothing. Maybe we'll actually talk about something this time. I'll be right back.
out your pride. Who needs a church when the devil's your guide? They ran the law out, took the reins in hand. Smokewood's a kingdom of shifting sand. Children wrangle cattle like their fathers before. Mothers mix the herbs for the ache and the sore. The saloon doors swing with a creak and a moan. Every man here carves his life from stone. The stars look down, but they don't judge. Smokewood mercy don't hold a grudge. Down in Smokewood where the dust don't settle, moonshine flows from a copper kettle. The stars burn low, the night rides long, cards on the table, right or wrong. Whispers of outlaws in the canyon breeze. Freedom's a law, no one to appease. Oh, Smokewood town where the wild hearts roam. No fences to bind, no need to atone. Wrangle your dreams, plan what you please. Smokewood calls on the wind like a tease. The saloon doors swing, creak like a hymn. Smoke curls thick, the lights grow dim. A gambler's laugh, a wrangler's tune. The herbs grow strong by the pale-faced moon. Boots scuff the ground, spurs strike a chord. Every man here wields his own accord. Rules ain't written, they're carved in the bark. Under the oaks where the wild dogs bark. Oh, by no need to atone. Wrangle your dreams, plan what you please. Smokewood calls on the wind like a tease. A lawless place where the spirits flow. Moonshine rivers and shadows that grow. Herbs in the garden wrangled with care. Smokewood's a haven for those who dare.
Alright, I'm back. Back under attack, doing the shit that's whack. Here we are. We've got, so I was explaining the game state object. Game state is pretty important. We use it, and this, like I said, holds everything for pretty much the person's game and world time and player data, all kinds of fun stuff. So yeah, this is an important piece. And now we're gonna need to add item data. I don't know if we're gonna add it to game state. Maybe we should. trying to think, is there a better place to put the item data? Probably not. Yeah, probably not. This is probably the best place to put the item data. So, item data, this is the instance of an item. And you can see it has a setting and a quantity, and I'm sure we'll expand on that. And this is the description or the definition of an item. And I'm pretty sure we're not going to need these, but I'm going to keep them there just so I remember the ones that I was going to use when I create tags. Yeah, I guess we can put it in game state. But if we do that, we're going to have to... So let's see. All right, world time manager, world data, and world settings. If anything, it should probably go in the world settings object. What do we got in world settings right now? What's in there? The slow motion time scale, the default time scale factor, the default day, the default season, the default hour, the list of seasons, and the world data save frequency. Alright, yeah, I mean, this probably is the best place to put it. We probably should make an item collection. And we should probably even make a seasons collection, but I mean... Season settings is in what? In world? So I guess the question is should we have items be part of the world settings? Or should there be their own thing? Either way, we're going to need an item collection, right? So I'd say we can put it in world settings for now. I don't see the reason to have another. And world settings is a singleton. World data save frequency seems kind of odd. What do we got in world data? Oh, yeah, that is important. Okay. Alright, so if we go into world settings, we just do items, right? A new list of item settings. So we have items. So that's one problem that we have, is that I've kind of changed the we need to rename all of these to be camel case instead of the Microsoft way, which is ridiculous, honestly, but that's the way that they do it in Unity, I guess. That's gonna be a lot of work. Okay, we'll work on that one thing at a time. So we have world data, and we have world settings. Now world settings also has item settings now. So now we just need to go to the loading of the world settings and load like a default item into it, so that can be our XML serialization template, right, in the world settings. Alright, so yo. So was it part of core? So it's not part of game state. Although this does load the world data. So it's gonna be here. So where is the create?
Dreams hang heavy like a gambler's grin. Roll the dice, let the trouble begin.
Cold in the hills or the devil's grin. Pick your poison, let the race begin.
Smokewood, where the streets whisper names. Cowboy gangsters all play the same games. 100 ways to rise or fall. Who you gonna be when the law won't call? Moonshine drips in a copper pot's belly. Smoke from the weed makes the whole town smelly. Wrangling cattle or a fistful of steel in Smokewood dreams are a
Alright, so here we are. We gotta, I guess, add a default item.
Smokewood, where the streets whisper names. Cowboy gangsters all play the same games. 100 ways to rise or fall. Who you gonna be when the law won't call?
Alright.
Down in the dust where the shadows lean low. Smokewood stands where the law won't go. The sheriff rode out, his badge left behind. Outlaws took over, trading gold for moonshine. Smokewood, Smokewood, where the
So they say max stack size is equal to 1.
wrangling trouble, growing what grows best. Living by the sun and the cards they play in Smokewood. You find your own way.
So I'm just putting in some default information to have it generate me the XML for our settings so we can add them the easy way. Well, I wouldn't say easy way, but the way that everybody's going to typically add them. Okay, moves. Asset address equals 3.
Don't knock no rules to buy. Freedom's just another word for crime.
Alright, asset address.
Smokewood where the window
So let's not add this yet. Let's actually say,
in trouble, growing what
oh, come on.
living by the sun and the cards they play in Smokewood.
data tag. Let's just put tag. Item dot values dot add value. Let's do that. What else do we got? Value moves. Oh, that's a whole animation move. I don't know if we need to put an animation move in there right now. All right, let's do this. Alright, let's save that. That should create now. The first thing I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to go to my users and me and go to Alright, there's our game data here. Let's delete those. Now if we save everything and we run it, alright, here we are. Let's run the game. And then it should create a world data or world settings file. Yep, okay, so that's all good. Now let's stop it. Let's go back to our folder here. Here's our world settings XML. And you can see here is our new test item. Now I thought this was supposed to say item and not item settings. But wonder why that isn't working. Right, we have item settings. And it has XML root item on top. Alright, there we go. Alright, I don't see any chats yet. So just double checking. I'm not missing them. You guys just ain't asking, right? Okay. Alright. Value item of string, huh? Yeah, alright, that works. So theoretically, that generic collection of values, I might want to get rid of value item of string and just... Oh, it probably has to be there so it knows the generic serialization. Okay, we're gonna leave that alone. It'll work. You can see here's our tag collections. So this all looks good. This is our new items settings collection. Each item can have a series of tags and values, and they can also have animation moves. They'll have an asset address for the packets for addressables, the prefab name, the sprite name, the max stack size, a description for the item, and a name for the item. And this is just temporary. I'm sure we're going to expand on this. We'll probably have several different descriptions, you know, a short description, a long description, a lore, a this, or that, the other thing. We're starting with this right now, but I'm sure it's going to expand quite a bit. So... Alright, I never did make me my tea. I got distracted. Alright. So now we got world settings that have items. We've got items in the world settings, right? Which we might not actually want them there, but we might need to copy them. I'm not sure how to do this yet exactly. We might also, for right now I'm going to use them there, but we might actually be putting them somewhere else, because we're going to really need a package that has items, right, in the addressables. So I'm probably going to end up having to move that to whatever represents a mod package or a package. And of course the first package being the base package. But that's probably the thing I should build next, is an asset package. Maybe after a sandwich. Maybe after a sandwich. Yep, after a sandwich. We'll be right back. Then we will be doing asset packaging with that new items settings collection I just set up that will allow people to define item settings in their packages. Our base package will define our base items. I think that'll work out. We'll make a package settings class coming up here in a moment.
SMOKEWOOD, mercy, don't hold a grudge. Down in SMOKEWOOD where the dust don't settle, moonshine flows from a copper kettle. The stars burn low, the night rides long, cards on the table, right or wrong. Whispers of outlaws in the canyon breeze. Freedom's a law, no one to appease. Oh, SMOKEWOOD town where the wild hearts roam. No fences to bind, no need to atone. Wrangle your dreams, plan what you please. SMOKEWOOD calls on the wind like a tease. The saloon door swing, creak like a hymn. Smoke curls thick, the lights grow dim. A gambler's laugh, a wrangler's tune. The herbs grow strong by the pale-faced moon. Boots scuff the ground, spurs strike a Wrangle your dreams, plan what you please. Smokewood calls on the wind like a tease. A lawless place where the spirits flow, moonshine rivers and shadows that grow, herbs in the garden wrangled with care. Smokewood's a haven for those who dare. Smokewood lies in a valley low, where the winds don't whisper, they growl and blow. Dust on the boots, sun in your eye, a place where the bold come to live or to die. The moonshine flows like a river untamed, a jug in the hand, no one asks your name. Outlaws grin, cowboys strut, cards on the table, keep your wit sharp cut. Smokewood, Smokewood, no rules to obey. Wrangle your dreams or they'll slip away. Smokewood, Smokewood, where the shadows stand tall. It takes grit to ride, or you'll sure just hell fall. Out back there growing that green leaf gold, herbs that shimmer in the tales they've told. The preacher's a gambler, the sheriff's a ghost. This town's got no saviors, just whiskey and boast. The stars at night, they don't shine so kind. They watch over deals where the darker lines. A fistful of coin, a pocket of sin. Smokewood's the game, all you out or all in. And the thunder rolls, but it ain't from the sky. It's a beat of the town where the brave don't cry. Smokewood, Smokewood, Smokewood. Out past the ridge where the coyotes wail, Smokewood lies under a dusty veil. The sun dips low, the saloon doors creak, where the whiskey's strong and the laws are weak. Moonshine flows from a copper still, herbs grow wild on the farthest hill. The air smells sweet with a hint of sin. Smokewood calls, come on, step in. Smokewood, Smokewood, what you make of it? Ride the wind or dig your pit. Not for the soft, not for the frail. In Smokewood town, your soul's for sale. Outlaws sit, cards in hand.
Look, man, no chats is no chats, huh? I'm eating nachos now, that's it. People aren't chatting. I'm not very good nachos. Oh, dry. space. What? Thanks for the ad. I'm fishing for chats and I get an ad. See that? No, thanks for at least chatting with your ad.
Smokewood's a town where the sun don't blink. Dust in your throat makes it hard to think.
Dreams hang heavy like a gambler's grin. Roll the dice, let the trouble begin.
Gold in the hills or the devil's grin.
Could I be any more poisonous? Soda out of a plastic bottle. I mean, come on. Just asking for death. I should get a comment just for risking my own life drinking this Pepsi. I'm just saying. You all take risks, you know? Mine's that bottle of Pepsi right there. And these... They don't taste stale. There's something off about them, though. These nachos. I'm not sure what it is. So I'm with the chip. It tastes like... kind of a cardboard flavor or something. I don't know. It doesn't taste right, though. Oh, yeah. That's not very good. Okay, yeah, that's... We're gonna put those cardboard chips down. I think they were just a prop. That's what I think it is. I don't think we were really supposed to eat those. My stomach's feeling like I wasn't really supposed to eat those. You know what I mean? Okay. So I did put the items in the world settings, and now I've rethought that and said we need some kind of package system, right? An item. Now it makes me question, do items even deserve their own folder, or are they just... So what, we're going to have a package settings? Or should we have a package data? No, package settings.
Jackpots heavy, but the deck's unstable. Cannabis clouds float over the ridge. Deals in the barn or under the bridge. Gold in the dirt if you got the guts to sell yourself with them backroom cuts. Every corner got a bloodstained shine. You dig the gold or you sell the shine.
So we're gonna have a package settings file that has a series of items and other things for packages. And it'll have to go into a separate folder for packages that we read dynamically at runtime, right? So then we loop through that. We loop through that folder, opening each package settings file, which would have to have a package name, a package version, a compatible version. We would definitely need a few things here. So. Alright. No, that's not part of the world. That's not part of items. I think this is part of core. And I really think items is too, honestly, but... Yeah.
Moonshine drips in a copper pot's belly. Smoke from the weed makes the whole town smelly. Wrangling cattle or a fistful of steel. And Smokewood dreams are a crooked deal.
We're gonna add package settings.
Smokewood, where the streets whisper names. Cowboy gangsters all play the same games. 100 ways to rise or fall. Who you gonna be when the law won't call?
road for moonshine. Smoke wood where the wind don't rest. Wrangling trouble, growing what grows best. Living by the sun and the cards they play.
Oh yeah, I mean that's probably right.
You find your own way.
And then we should probably
Herbs in the valley, green.
we should have our items, right? I mean, why not?
That whispers and makes the stars sing. Rusty tin stills bubbling in the glade. Night falls soft, but the deals are made. The law don't knock no rules to bind. Freedom's just another word for crime. Smoke wood where the wind
It's
don't
not like it.
wrangling trouble,
Yeah.
growing what grows best. Living by the sun and the cards they play in Smokewood. You find your own way. Cards slapped down on a whiskey-stained plank.
So so we're gonna have to have a folder for packages.
The good folk left now.
And every file in that folder will be a package setting serialization.
Don't let you back in.
So what else is going to be part of packages, I guess, is the question. We're going to have a series of prefabs, right? And I guess I should look at the addressables object model just to make sure I understand the addressables object model, because maybe there's something from that I can more easily use than writing the entire system myself. Maybe there's, but I still think we're going to have people outline package settings even if they have addressable addresses. And how to make those addressable addresses another thing. Is that something that we're going to have to do on our side after people submit a mod? I'm just trying to think of that. Is, how is the addressable address assigned? And if we're server hosting them, I guess that has to be downloaded. Yes, sir. What about him? No, Allison's picking him up. My older son reminded me that I have to pick up my teenagers, but I don't, because my daughter Allison was kind enough to pick them up today while I live streamed all you wonderful folk. So yeah. So we have package settings now, and I guess the other. So we're gonna have a folder of packages with folders, right? And then inside that folder will have to be a package settings file, along with all the prefabs and all the other assets that go inside of that package. So we're just gonna start with items right now. So do I want to loop through and deserialize items packages as well in the package?
No chains on your boots, no need for alibi.
So no, really, we should probably just need this and the files themselves. So we probably need a list of files, of prefabs, of stuff that we're going to import into the system, right? Alright, so I guess first we'll look at the addressables to determine how that's being used and stored. If I believe correctly, it's like a URL or a path, but that path might need to be different based upon if we have packages. Then we're gonna have to load that path dynamically. When we load the package, essentially, we'll be making up the addressable path on the local machine after the package is installed. So I guess the question is how far do we want to go with importing? We'll start with just prefabs and items, and then we'll move from there. Items is a big part. That includes, lots of different kinds of items, which will be potentially importable. Prefabs will be another one, but so prefabs will allow us to pretty much import anything that's an asset in the world. But I'm sure we're going to have some more specific things like, horses and, characters specific, very specific prefab types. NPCs, horses, character overlays, clothing, which that can go into items. Weapons can go into items. What else we got? I don't know. We will have to see. There's got to be some more.
Down in SMOKEWOOD, the law don't ride. The sheriff's boots.
So I guess the question is, do I want to put the packages? No, I don't want to do that. I think we should just load the packages separately. Like I said, from the folder. So that means that would probably happen in the game state object where all the other loading is happening. You can see here we have our world data, our player data, and then I guess after this we would start loading our packages.
Living on the edge, no future, just past. SMOKEWOOD, where the outlaws stay. The rules get broken like the
So let's see. Okay, another thing is so we have binary data manager.
a town off the map, a world torn apart. Old Jed's got a still by the crooked pine, turns water to fire, one sip you're blind.
So yeah, I was just looking at how we can do the pathing. We can still use our XML serialization manager to deserialize each package in one instance of it. And we can do it inline, and it's not one we have to save, since we're going to be loading these packages dynamically into the system. The package is really going to be a series of addresses and asset names, right? So just looking at what else is happening inside the data manager here.
The town off the map, a world torn apart.
So this is where our new items code was that created that one first item. But we're going to end up actually having to remove that.
Who needs badges when you got your pride?
Because I think we're going to end up putting all items into packaging. So that packages class that we just created will actually be where the packages, where items come from. And the first set of items being our base items will be in the base package. And so if we start it off that way, it makes everything easier further down the line. If we make everything package based to begin with.
The saloon door swing with a creak and a moan. Every man here comes his life from stone.
Alright.
The stars look down, but they don't judge. The smoke
Hey guys, be sure to check out our Kickstarter URL right over down there in the very bottom. Go over the Kickstarter project, click notify me, it's free. It really helps us out, helps us drive some momentum for the SMOKEWOOD project. If you're interested in seeing this Western RPG come to life that we're working on, it would really help us if you went over there and clicked on the notify me button on the SMOKEWOOD project page. It's free, doesn't cost you a thing, and it would really help the project.
Cards on the table, right or wrong. Whispers of outlaws in the canyon breeze. Freedom's a law, no one to appease. Oh, Smokewood town where the wild hearts roam. No fences to bind, no need to atone. Wrangle your dreams, plan what you please. Smokewood calls on the wind.
So load universe data, world settings, player settings, world data, player data. And then next we'll be loading the package.
The saloon door swing creak like a hymn. Smoke girls thick, the lights grow.
I'm just trying to think what's the best method for this. And do I want to build something into the data managers to do this kind of work automatically? I think that's the other question.
No need to atone. Wrangle your dreams, plan what you please. Smokewood call.
Alright.
On the wind like a tea.
So let's say we're gonna make this a new XML data manager of package settings. Alright, so now we're gonna probably have to do
outlaws grin, cowboy strut, cards on the table, keep your wit sharp cut. Smokewood, Smokewood, no rules to obey. Wrangle your dreams or they'll slip away. Smokewood, Smokewood, where the shadows stand tall. It takes grit to ride, or you'll sure fall.
Alright, so
out back there growing that green leaf gold, herbs that shimmer in the tales they've told. The preacher's a gambler, the sheriff's a ghost. This town's got no savior,
if the path exists.
The stars at night, they don't shine so kind. They watch over deals where the darker lines. A fistful of coin, a pocket of sin. Smokewood's the game, all you out or all in. And the thunder rolls. but it ain't from the sky. It's a beat of the town where the brave don't cry. Smoke wood, smoke wood, smoke wood.
So we're gonna say we'll make the package manager at the beginning.
The sun dips low, the saloon doors creak where the whiskey's strong and the laws are weak. Moonshine flows.
So now we've let's see here. So we've pulled up the package path, which is the base.
The air smells sweet with a hint of sin. Smokewood calls, come on, step in. Smokewood, smokewood, what you make of it? Ride the wind or dig your pit. Not for the soft,
My bad.
not for the
Put one too many brackets in there.
your soul's for sale.
Alright, so we set up the package manager if the directory exists. Or maybe if the directory count's greater than 0.
Cards in hand, dusty boots mark the desert sand.
There we go.
Wranglers laugh by the old corral. The night grows heavy with a wicked spell. Gun smoke lingers, the stories fly. Place
So
where
this is for each
legends
directory.
live and die. No
Then we need to
preachers here,
find
no saints to find. Just a town where
the actual file in the directory for the package settings, right?
don't care if you lose your
So
if you find despair.
Smokewood's a town where the sun don't blink.
I see
Dust
the
in your
path
throat
that I
makes it
can
hard to
find.
think.
Dreams hang heavy like a
Sure.
gambler's grin. Roll the dice, let the trouble begin.
Gold in the hills or the
And-
devil's grin. Pick your poison, let the race begin.
Smokewood, where the streets whisper names.
Package
Cowboy
settings
gangsters
dot
all play
XML.
the same games. 100 ways to rise or fall. Who you gonna be when the law won't call?
and file dot exists. Package settings file path.
Moonshine drips in a copper pot's belly. Smoke from the weed makes the whole town smelly. Wrangling cattle or a fistful of steel. In Smokewood, dreams are a crooked deal.
And then we can actually load it, right? I mean, or even better, we can say package manage data path.
Where the streets whisper names, cowboy gangsters all play the same games. 100 ways to
There we go,
rise or
it's equal.
fall. Who you gonna be when the law won't call? In the saloon, cars hit the table.
Alright, that looks right.
Pots heavy, but the deck's unstable. Cannabis
So file name is package settings XML.
go in the dirt if you got the guts to sell yourself with them backroom cuts. Every corner got a blood stain shine. You dig the gold or you sell the shine.
Cowboys, gangsters, dreamers, queens. Smokewood whispers, who will you be?
Alright, so there we go. So if it exists, if the file exists, then we say package settings
Smokewood, don't blink. Dust in your throat makes it hard to think.
equals
Hang heavy
to
like a gambler's grin.
package manager dot
Cold in the heels or the devil's grin. Pick your
load.
poison, let the race begin.
Smokewood, where the streets whisper
And there we go. We should have the package settings now.
names. 100 ways to rise or fall.
I mean,
Gonna be when the law won't call.
let's just put it on here.
Moonshine drips in a copper pot.
Alright, so we're going to tell ourselves to preload the package assets in the settings file here. And that will, I mean, now that we got the package settings serialized up and we actually have package settings, a couple things we'll have to decide where to stick this deserialized package settings file, and then in memory, I mean, and then the other thing we got to figure out is where we're going to load the assets into. So we're going to need, I think it'll probably all be in the state system. Game state. Yeah. It'll probably all go into here. My dogs are going crazy. Is there somebody outside? So we got no chats on YouTube, no chats on the Twitch. What is going on, folks? I feel like this live stream is almost non-existent. There is Julian working hard for Liquid Fungi, trying to make that money so we can push this game out. So far we have built a package settings object, which is an XML file essentially that will be stored in a directory for that package. Now we are deserializing this on the load of the game if it exists. If there's a packages folder with a folder under it for a package, and inside that folder it has a package settings file, then we will be deserializing it in our data manager. Right here you can see this is where we load up that settings file. So what we wrote today was the ability to load the package path, getting the directories of all the folders in that package path, loading up a package manager if there is any directories, setting the base path of the package manager, and the package manager is our XML data manager, our generic one, with a package settings class generic type. This is a very, very useful class, guys. The XML and the binary data managers that we use are available. It is called the Universal Data Manager System. And actually, I don't know if they're available yet on Asset Store, but they will be available on the Unity Asset Store. Let's see here. On our publisher portal.
Don't let you back in.
Spam. Spam all day long. We are number 69 in the queue. to get reviewed right now. We are still pending review our Universal Data Manager. This is the software I was talking about. It will be available here on the Unity Asset Store soon, but this beautiful little piece of code allows us to define a XML data manager for a specific type of class, in this case like package settings, and do all the loading and serialization of that file in one line of code like this. Now in this case we're actually looping through a series of directories and loading a series of package settings files, which we're not actually doing anything with yet, but the idea here is that you can see how easy it was for me to define an XML data manager here, set the directory and the file name for the file that's the target, and essentially load that XML serialized that XML file into a serialized object, a deserialized object. So it's very useful. Anyways, that will be available soon. That is the first product to come out of Sakatumi Games, is the Universal Data Manager code, and that provides an XML and a binary data manager. But we will also be adding a JSON data manager to it shortly for version 2. And we will have some really cool stuff like auto-saving and other things that we've actually already integrated. Version 2 is already done, and we haven't even gotten version 1 approved through the asset store yet. But we're already ready to push version 2, so as soon as version 1 is approved, we will be submitting version 2 for review of the Universal Data Manager. Check it out at the Unity Asset Store. It's from the first piece of software released by Sakatumi Games. So that we actually use in our game, and a lot of the pieces of code that we're going to be selling on the Unity Asset Store is things that we use actively in our game. A lot of different stuff. Just started with the UDM, but we will be releasing more products on the Asset Store. So today we created a package management system, package settings for different asset packages, and we did a loop load of directories. So now we have a packages directory, and any directories under the package directory we'll assume is a package, and inside of that directory there should be a package settings file that will define all the elements of the package. And we've gotten as far as defining the package settings file and loading the package settings file. So now I've got to determine what I actually want to do with these package settings files, and where I'm really going to store these assets in memory once we've loaded them. So now I've got a settings file that says there's a bunch of prefabs and a bunch of graphics or items or tools or whatever in this package. I need to do something with them. So it's up to me now to decide where in memory space we're going to be managing these package items and how we're going to go about loading them into the game dynamically. Alright, I'm going to call it for today's live stream right now. Well, just for right now. We will get back on live stream in about an hour. But I'm going to take a little break. I've got a few things to do around the house here. And then I will get back on here and do a little bit more of package loading development. This way we can get closer and closer to actually getting items in the game. Earlier this week I worked on the items settings, the items data, and now we're working on packages management, and that all kind of goes together into the game load. So I will rejoin you guys here in a little bit. Thanks for watching. Be sure to check out our Kickstarter project. It's kickstarter.com/Sakatumi/SMOKEWOOD-game. Be sure to check that out and click on the notify me button. It would really help us out. Kickstarter really judges the beginning of your project by how many people you can get following even before you launch it. So I don't feel like we're going to launch this Kickstarter until I feel like we got enough followers. Go over there, give us a follow. It's free. It doesn't cost nothing, and it really, really helps the project. So thank you in advance, and I will see you in a little bit. Peace out, guys. Peace out.